Hi, welcome to Linux channel. See, one of the things when I interact with students or viewers who are quite in the industry for a while, especially someone who is around 30 years old or 35 years old, who had been almost like a decade in the industry, they get to ask me that I want to proceed further. I want to, either continue with some people management and team lead kind of role, but eventually some who ask me questions related to getting into some type of architectural position and in terms of product development and things like that. So this is one thing I do get this query quite often, and since they often find me in roles like that, they feel that perhaps I'm the right guy. So I just thought, I give them some explanation, but again, since this comes quite often, I thought let me give some quick insight so that it should help you in terms of your career as well. I may not cover few aspects. In case if you find something is missing or something you want to discuss further, you can be in touch via mail or YouTube comments. So to start with, hope you saw often me talking about there are parts about spiritualism and as well as astrology and stuff. So I want to give a quick insight about this misconception we have in our educational you know institutes actually. So each individual is different. Everybody has some god gifted capabilities, their unique strengths, weakness and limitations and stuff. So someone is highly capable of something, someone may not be capable of that exact thing. So if someone is highly capable of doing a certain task, okay, someone who is very good at guitar may not be interested with dealing with any specific wind instruments. And as well, we know that wind instruments you need to have very good lungs and things like that. So someone who is very good at wind instrument may not feel it is connecting when he plays any keyboard. And this happened to me when I was playing flute and stuff, and once I tried a keyboard, but I didn't feel that emotional connect. I felt holding a flute and playing a music through a flute is something else. It is just I can see the man and the mission getting united, so the instrument and the person myself, so I feel that connect. But I didn't felt that when I was playing a keyboard. I felt it's like any other keyboard, like it's an electronic gadget. I didn't felt it is having that emotional connect. So this is the same way. Everybody is unique. Everybody has their unique talents, and we can't compare two individuals alike. Okay, so this is the fundamental basis. So you can't take someone as a role model and try to compare and get into something which you may not be built for. So someone may be deeply rooted, they may be more interested towards some creative endeavors and artistic stuff, and they may not suit for 9 to 10 I mean 9 to 8 desk job, okay, things like that. So same thing even applies here. Someone who does very good coding itself is an art. Unfortunately, the current edtech platforms and ads, you find that they talk as if anybody can become into something. It is not the case. Somebody may have that skill set. It's a god gifted skill sets. Of course you can learn that, and you too can perhaps a good developer or manager or whatever it is, but some has that right talent which is actually needed for such a job. So I'm not either telling me that I'm good at, I'm generally giving a deeper insight. Okay, it can be any job. It can be cooking. Someone has the true passion about food, who can appreciate, understand the food, can get into a profession like that, because they themselves should be a foodie before themselves thinking about becoming a cook or a chef actually. So same way it is, even here it applies. So same way in a career it happens. One of the things is just question yourself after a decade of industry experience, how many times you have individually sort of developed a module, somewhat you yourself architected it's a HLD, LLD and stuff. So just question yourself how much you have done the groundwork, how much you have done from scratch. For a person who always done some maintenance jobs, like bug fixing or any existing project, you may just need to maintain further. Somebody core team may quit, but you are actually joined somewhere in the middle replacing that core team, and you are just continuing that product or project, and you are sustaining that project. Every time the top management gives you any new queries or new requirements, you just address it, but you are not actually doing anything from scratch. It's just done by some team earlier or some individual earlier. It can be either case. So in that case you are just sustaining it, means again you are maintaining. Of course you may add new features, but not necessary. You are only doing bug fixing. You may do even new features. So again you are not done anything from scratch. Okay, so when you get a job you are supposed to do from scratch, you need to get some sort of creative endeavor. I can connect some extent spiritualism, which can give certain answers, but here when you think about an architect, he should free enough to explore, to take some risks sometime, and this is where the creative aspect comes in picture. So a person who is creative, I do get lot of time great ideas whenever I go for a bath. While taking shower I may get an idea. Even when I go to poop, while sitting in the toilet seat, I may get a great idea, and stuff like that. Sometimes I may walk in the garden, and sometimes I may even think if there is any new feature request, how do I solve, or there is any bug, how do I solve, or some requirement, how do I solve. So when I take a break, when I have coffee or take a break, or even this stuff I said earlier, whenever I am into some thing, sometimes if you ask me, I do sometimes mop the floor, I even clean the toilet and stuff. So I just do that work, but I don't treat it like a chore. Instead I just do that work as a getaway. I just do that work. While cleaning the toilet I may just think how I find a solution for this, and suddenly the idea will spark, and then I get to that. So again, I don't want to get too much about this astrology part or spiritual part. Is just I'm just giving an idea. So when I myself personally, when I after some extent studying all the charts and studying all the basics, when I analyzed, I got some answers why I am able to do so, because of so and so combination of my chart actually. But in a layman terms, if I need to give, you can see yourself. Suppose if you are good in painting, if you are good in some extracurricular stuff, okay, chances are that you will have that creative spark. And many times someone who is just done programming or coding as coming from developer, I'm giving an example of developer because this channel always talk about coding and development, since it is about Linux channel. So I'm just giving an example. So if you are always in that, you may think this is just not my cup of tea and this is not that. But what is happening is you are always engaged into one thing, but you are not able to get the kind of relief in other things. Okay, someone can tell that I do watch movies, I do like songs, I do like pop songs and stuff like that. I may like Metallica or something like that. Okay, so these are different. You are just savoring that. You are not actually creating the content. Okay, you are not actually I'm sorry, you are not actually creating anything. Suppose if you create something, then this is the same fundamental basis needed even for architecting your products or projects as well. So that's what I mean to say. Suppose if you are doing some embroidery work. Okay, you are doing some embroidery work and there is some creativity is required. You may put a design and color themes and stuff and you are doing that embroidery work, but by doing so you are actually triggering that stuff, and when you do this, suddenly you may get fantastic ideas which you can apply elsewhere. Okay, so same thing happens. So hence it's not a chore, it's just not the regular work as you do. If you want to be an architect, see how many things you can create yourself. It can be completely not related to your profession, it may be something else, it may be even just cooking. Okay, just see yourself how you can plan a dish, or you taste somewhere and try to recreate that dish at your home. Okay, you may taste a dish in a star hotel or some 5-star hotel and come home and just see how you can recreate. For example, recently I had with my boss some salad which I really liked, and it's just I don't much eat vegetarian food when I go for occasions like that, but this salad what he ordered is just fantastic. I just really liked it. It's just simple vegetable salad, but it's just done brilliant actually. So I just told my wife we should sometime need to recreate actually. So this is the sort of example I can come up. So if you see that, you should able to, I mean, here of course it's not about copycat. I'm not any chef. I just want to recreate the dish which I got served, or my boss got served when he placed the order. So I just liked the salad and then I thought let me also recreate actually. So this is what. So this way you need to have some spark, and it's just not mundane work, it can be anything else. So focus on your hobbies from young age. It can be anything, and focus hobbies which you can create new things. Okay, it's just not going for a long drive, it's not doing cycling, it's a different hobby, but you are not actually creating anything. You're just the thing about this going for a long trip, or going on a bike trip, road trips, or any bike trips, or in a bicycle, or two-wheeler motorbike, or whatever it is a different hobby. You are just acting as an adventurer, and you are liking that moment as that whole journey. But here you are not actually creating anything, you are just taking an adventurous path, and you are exploring the world, and pushing your limits when it comes to road trips like that. Okay, since assume you do a trip with bicycle, obviously you need to pedal, so that's what it is, but you are not actually creating anything. So see that how you can nurture your skills, and if you are not been successful, if you want to see your son or daughter, somebody have to be nurtured, provided they do have some creative aspect. So most of the times most kids have this creative aspect. Again, kids are if I need to give astrological basis, kids are ruled by Mercury as a whole. So they are any kid is somewhat restless, just like planet Mercury. They are creative, they are very they learn quickly, they absorb things by just seeing others. So it's all qualities of planet Mercury. They are also childish as any kid. So again, planet Mercury. So this way we can relate. But when it comes to creativity, is something else actually. It's one of the examples I can give in nakshatras is planet Rohini. It is ruled by, again there is a connection of Brahma and stuff. So things like that. So hence if you want to do something, always see that if you are looking for a career break and get into some architectural stuff also, sometimes you are not aware, you may have your own inborn talent which you never explored. The reason is, every time you joined in a company and undertaken any project, it is your seniors driven it, and you never got a chance, and you never know that you have such a skill. And it is also quite common when it comes to, again astrology. Like I can give another example. Suppose if you are going through different dashas. So each mahadasha you go through a specific planet's influence. This is apart from your birth nakshatras, planet. So if you are going through a certain mahadasha and suddenly you get Ketu mahadasha, then lot of problems usually people do get. And again, this is, it's again God's this thing. I don't want to get too much, so it's just karmic baggage you try to finish during that time, just like your Saturn dashas or this thing Sade Sati and stuff. So most cases, sometimes they may get divorced, they may get any breakups in Ketu Mahadasha the moment they come from planet Mercury Mahadasha to Ketu Mahadasha. So they may also have a job loss, or they may also get fired suddenly, who is well settled in the industry, but such a person may suddenly get fired. A person who had been working in the same company for more than a decade, suddenly there are chances, some reason he will get fired. And some cases I also seen people do get new opportunities and they tend to grab that new opportunity and they leave the current job and get to this new job, new place, and then they come to a realization that they have taken a bad decision. And this is quite common during this beginning of Ketu Mahadasha. This just starts, something like that. But eventually you will land up in a job somewhere during that. Ketu Mahadasha lasts for 7 years, so somewhere you land in a job which you actually love to the core. So you will do a job what your mind tells in the earlier stages, versus the moment this Mahadasha starts, you will do a job which your heart tells, what your soul wants. So suddenly someone may quit a job as a developer and then they may start a restaurant, or even it's just a roadside shop which he is actually truly interested. So this is what happens. Hence, you never know, you may be actually a creative guy, but you are unfortunately not aware of that, and you got stuck in a maintenance job, as a developer, but working in a maintenance projects, and you never been ventured yourself, got into some testing, maintenance and bug fixing kind of work. But unfortunately you never know that you are so talented and you never attempted. So if that is the case, you can definitely try, but check yourself how many times you have been creative. It can be even craft work. Just involve yourself. If you have kids, try involving as much as possible. Try doing any interesting projects with the kids and all fun things, and see how you can match their creative skills. So kids are always creative, but try yourself how you can match your creative skills as compared to your kids. Okay, you can challenge yourself and you can do any sort of, it can be any play, games, water games or anything. Just see how far you are creative, and if you are naturally creative, then it's high time. If you are stuck in a bad job, just think about your potential and give a try. Okay, so this is what I can say. And again, I don't want to get too much into astrology. I just gave a quick example because there should be some reasoning. And thinking a notion that everybody can achieve anything is, I don't believe that. I just say that it is what actually misguides you. It's a very bad thing to encourage someone that you too can do it, you too can achieve and stuff like that. It is not. Someone is meant to do some greater things, and that is God's wish. Okay, it's not just going for 9 to 8 job. And this is also one reason why people do get often fired or get divorce and things like that in Ketu Mahadasha, because it's a time you need to start understanding the true purpose of your birth, and you need to contemplate lot of things. Why this relationship is, what is that I'm getting in this relationship, or what is that I'm getting in the relationship of in your career also. It's just not about family, it is also about your profession, work and stuff, your association with your leads or your boss and stuff like that. So lot of transformation happens, especially during Ketu Mahadasha. So same thing happens during other Mahadasha, Antardashas also. I mean sub phases, you may get Ketu Antardasha during various other planet dashas also. But it actually makes more prominent when the actual Ketu Mahadasha starts, and it is quite common. Many people get into spiritualism or astrology or things like that, especially when Ketu Mahadasha starts. Again, it's like a karmic planet, just like planet Saturn, but Ketu is somewhat different. It is like a cancer surgeon, so is what one of the astrologer quoted. So I can definitely agree to it. So it is what happens. It transforms you a lot. See, there is another interesting case happens. Let's assume you step into Rahu Mahadasha. Okay, you may end up doing things which you never ever imagined. You may never know that you are even capable of. Okay, I can give again another example. You may be in dev work, and suddenly you may quit. You may get into something else completely different. You may get even opportunity in movies, or you may get some weird crazy stuff, and there are chances, or you may also get things where you can earn very quick money with least amount of effort. And again, so again, all these things are not not about, it's not about astrology, it's more about, I'm saying, situations may arise, and some are naturally born and capable. Some have to understand, some have to explore themselves and come to a conclusion that okay, what is his true his or her true inborn skills or talents are. Okay, and then you can go on that basis, and you don't need to be like others. Another issue with Rahu Mahadasha is you will end up comparing a lot with others, and you get into this illusion or delusion, because Rahu is a planet of illusion. Okay, so you get into this illusion, and you will be into this delusion as if I'm sort of capable, or you may get into all sorts of confusion actually, because it makes you a lot to contemplate your life and stuff in a different way, not like planet Saturn or Ketu. It's a different struggle. You may be very much restless, and you often tend to compare with others. You may tend to compare with someone who may be looking successful, but you don't know the truth. They may look successful outside. They may have their own issues, they may have health issues, they may have other marital or family issues. Maybe their career is good, they may earn very good money, they may be in abroad earning handsome salary, but you should understand that that doesn't make person happy. Okay, so he may have other things which you are never been aware of. He may have some other psychological trauma which you are actually never been aware of. So you just compare on a superficial basis, and you take someone as your role model, or you feel someone who is successful and you may feel jealous. Your friend may get promoted, you may or someone, your colleague may get promoted, or they got some great opportunity. Why I'm not like this, why I'm doing like this? You will try to compare with someone. So again, just come out of this. It's just not a good habit. Okay, it's good to take someone as a role model, get do a case study, like many does any famous CEOs and stuff, of course, like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs and stuff. It's good to do that, but just don't get too far. Okay, there's a limit. We should understand the individual is gifted with some God gifted talent. He's good with that, but he deals lot of other things in his life which we are not aware of. Okay, what it shows, we just feel that he is all around a successful person. And as I say, as I said in a couple of videos, I never ever believe in the term success. It's all about how you are content in your life, or satisfied, contentful in your life, rather than getting behind this success, which will tend to change time to time. Okay, so success always changes. Okay, right now you may find getting this job is success, but it is not like that. Sooner or later you may find this again boring, and you may chase something else. So there is nothing like success. So you just need to understand, whatever you do, how far you feel satisfied and contentful. So hence, forget about the astrology part, focus about your God gifted talents, your capabilities, and everybody has unique capabilities. Someone may tell you are a stupid person, you are not a creative person, but you are very good at something else which they are not actually born to do that. Okay, someone have to do the janitor job, someone have to be a CEO of a company, someone have to be a prime minister of this country, okay, or any country. Okay, so someone has given that task, or the other word is karma, because karma is also means work. It's just not karma means the deeds or previous janma karma, which often we talk. Karma is not just that. Karma is also day to day profession. Karma can be any type of work. So that is their karma, is to lead a country. Somebody's karma is to be a CEO. Somebody's karma is to just clean the floors, wash the toilet. But by doing so, he is removing lot of karmic baggage. It's not to be undermined, it's not to be compared with why I'm not like that, or maybe your boss may be doing well, why I'm not like him, or somebody may be doing well, your friend may be doing well. But it again depends, okay, how much he is capable. Right time, right opportunities, and various other things comes into the play. And it's just not that you are not lucky, it's just not that he is lucky. We never know how long he is going to live and when he dies, versus how long you are going to live and when you die, or any health issues he may get sooner or later, versus you may live healthy but you may not earn as him. So just take these things into a big picture and explore your core potential. Hope this video is useful and insightful. So if you have anything to discuss, be in touch via mail or post your small queries in YouTube comments. Thanks a lot for joining me. Stay tuned. Have a nice day. Bye bye.